Okay, hi everybody. This is Sherry, the secretary, aka Desert Lady from Desert Rest, and I just got back from picking up items that I bought through JustBid.com. It's an online auction site. So, thought I'd share with you what I got. Some of the items are for Desert Rest. Some of them are for sale on Whatnot. Some of them are just because I liked them. But all of them I got for pennies on the dollar. So, if you happen to have a falling prices near you, you probably have their auction site in your area. And what they do is it's an online auction, and you go in there and bid, and it counts down and you get to a certain thing. Whoever's got the highest bid wins it. And then you have to go to their warehouse and pick it up. So in my area, I'm still in California, and in my area, I have two warehouses that are not far from each other. Lucky me, because I spend way too much money on this site. But what I get for pennies on the dollar. So it is actually have been worth it for the different things that I'm getting. So, thought I would share with you. I have probably got, um, I actually have 3 days pickup worth in my truck right now because the weather has been fabulous and I haven't been, doing videos or dropping stuff off at the storage because it's been raining and cold and stormy and windy and icky weather. So I've been kind of staying at home. And so today, now that I got back, I am going to actually, I have already opened these boxes because when you pick them up, if there's something broken or wrong with them, then you can go directly to their desk while you're still on the site, and they'll check them in and get you a refund or do whatever adjustments need to be done. If you leave, then you have to go through emails and then bring it back to the warehouse, and you'll eventually get your refund. But if you do it while you're there, it's a lot faster. So let's get started. One of the things, and I think G Bear will be interested in this. I got you can see, 12 or 24-volt automatic battery charger and maintainer. And this is something that G Bear had talked about that would be good to get. Now, if this is the thing I think it is, which I'm sure G Bear will chime in and let me know. This is for lithium, AGM, or lead acid batteries, LiFePO 4 batteries, which is lithium iron phosphate. And then also it has a repair mode, which I'm really excited about because I watched one of G Bear's um, videos from, I think it was like a year ago, where one of, or a couple of his batteries with his solar setup had completely died, and he hooked it to something like this that said, whoops, sorry, I just knocked you guys, that said repair, and he was able to bring some of them back to life. So, so we'll talk to G Bear, we'll talk about this and see if I got the right thing. But this is, oh shoot, I should have printed everything out and gave you prices. But like I said, everything I got on pennies on the dollar. And I might even go ahead and in the description of this video, I'll list each item, what the item goes for. Most of these came from Amazon, some of them are Walmart returns, things like that. And I'll list them for the price on the website and the price that I got them for. So give you an idea of what it is. So here's the battery charger and maintainer. Here, I'll open it. You can see what it looks like. It came with all the cables. And it's by Next Peak. So there's that. Then the next thing I'll show you is, this is something I'm excited about because it didn't matter how much my dad showed me. I, to this day, still cannot sharpen my knives well. And I had seen this on Amazon and wanted to get it, but I didn't know whether it was, going to be something good to do, and it was kind of more of a luxury thing than a need. So I hadn't gotten it yet, but it is a unit that I can use to sharpen knives with. And what it does is, I'm trying to see in the video. This little thing, I don't know if you can see this, but there's degrees here. So you can tilt it and set it at the degree that your knife blade is at. There's 3 different grades of sharpening stone here. Let's see if I can read it. There's 800, a 320, and that's probably a 2 something, 2000. And yeah, it's been used, but it's not to the point where it's unusable to me. So the person who used it either just wanted to do their knives and send it back or whatever, and that's fine. Now there's another part right here which is kind of the stand for it. And it all comes in this nice box. So I'm excited about trying this out because I have too many of my kitchen knives that are dull, and I am not good at keeping my knives sharpened. Now, as I go through these things, I'm going to be marking boxes. Knife. Sharpener. So, now this is going to be going back in the house with me so I can use it. Here's another item that I got. I'm going to end up knocking you guys over. That I am happy I got for the price I got it. It is 2 fast chargers that you plug into the wall that has 2 USB inputs. Can you see those? And then 2 cables. And the cables are, here, I'll just open it. And the cables are quite long if I remember right. So I got 2 of these. Where's the camera? And I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read. Can you? There it goes. So I got 2 of these. And I like the pretty purple. And then I got 2 of these cables. And they are USB to USB-C. So USB-C to USB. Cables are quite long. I think they're at least 6 feet, which is good for in the car, at my desk. The fast charging cable that's next to my bed has not been fast charging lately, so I know it's going out. So I'll be replacing that cable with one of these. But so I got 2 of these. And I believe I hope that's through JustBid. Yeah, they're through JustBid. That'll be going in the house with me. Let's see. What's next? Oh, this thing right here. I am so excited about this. This was a frivolous purchase, but I am cracking up. And I didn't realize that there's 4 of them. I thought there was going to be only 1, but there's 4. And I hope I can get it out because they're really heavy. This is like, I don't know if everybody's aware, but I'm a rock hound and a gold miner, recreational gold miner. And but I'm also a lapidary, which means I cut rocks and shape them and things like that. And so when I saw this sign, I thought, oh, this would be so much fun to put out at Desert Rest. So, shoot, I have to take it all apart. It's really heavy. But you know, when you're going down the freeway and you see a sign that says danger, rock fall area, or falling rocks, that's what this is. And there's, I thought there was one. There's four of them in here, and I am just cracking up. So I thought, how much fun would it be to put these up at Desert Rest, in a couple of areas. I'll probably sell the other ones, and actually make my money back because I did get them at a really good price. You can see the Amazon. Can you see it? The Amazon sticker on it, which means it was an Amazon return. And so I guess you can buy them on Amazon. But I'm telling you, this thing is heavy. And these signs are heavy duty. So there's four of them. I'll open one up and see if I can't do a thumbnail, and I'll put the thumbnail up to go with this video so you can see what they look like. But I'm cracking up. I thought, how fun would this be to put up at Desert Rest? I also picked up my mail, which has the box from G-Bear. Thank you, G-Bear. It has, oh, this one belongs to my friend. I'll have to call him. This one, is something I ordered off of Amazon. Let's see what I got. Oh, cat treats. Biddy will be happy to see these. Shake ups. That's one of her new favorites. The Clucky Carnival kind. It's chicken, turkey, and catnip flavor. Temptations. It's like treats. And naturally, this is like a seasonal thing. And I don't know how long I'll be able to get it, but she'll be happy to see those. I have to call Justin and let him know I got a box for him. So this will go in the bag that's going in the house with me. And let's go around the other side of the truck. And let's see where we will put you all. Maybe right here. I want to be able to see what I'm doing here. You see how much stuff is in my truck. Okay. Stand up. Stand. Turn it. Come on. Okay. Let's see if that's gonna stand. Oh, this I don't have to really open. I can just show you what it is. This is tomato trellises. I don't need to show you the different parts, but so there's three of them in the box. Even if there's missing parts, I can still make this work. So, and I have bought these by themselves, and I've spent like $12 a piece, and I think I probably spent about that for the set of three. So that was a really good deal. So tomato trellis. This will just go into the storage, and it'll be used for the garden house. Now, you don't have to only use it for tomato, but that's what they call it. I've used it for okra and other stuff too. So there's that. Then I also got, oh, this is cool. Let's see if there's a good picture of it. See this pot? There it is. I'll pull it out. It's a stainless steel pot, and it is made to, it has a nice lid. It's a nice lid, and I'm thinking it's for deep frying, or you can use it as a steamer. Or you can use it as a just a oil. You know, if you use a lot of oils and you want to keep your oils clean and then have a place to put your oil, it can be like an oil pot. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. It's got this nice handle. And there's a nice basket, and the basket's got a handle on it. So, and it's a good sized pot. I think they said it was 2 liters. And what I'm thinking is it's deep enough where I can put oil in it and make corn dogs. I love making corn dogs. So this would be a good corn dog pot. As well as, you know, because when you deep fry stuff, you got all that oil, and a lot of times you don't want to throw it away. You can use it a couple of different times before you have to toss it. So it could sit right in here, and then when you're done with it, this little guy has got, I don't know if you can see, it's got a real fine mesh, and it sits on top here. You can pour your oil through there, boil your oil, and it will catch all the little bitty pieces, and that helps keep your oil clean. You can use it as a bacon grease pot if you want, but I thought this was, and it is made out of stainless steel, and so I can use it um, on my wood stove. I can use it on a pellet stove. I can, use it in any type of cooking I'll be doing at Desert Rest. So, and I can make corn doggies without having to use one of my big giant pots. I hate doing that. I think it's a waste of oil. And whoops, forgot to put the lid in there. So that will go that will actually go into storage because I don't anticipate using it the next 6 weeks. Okay, so that's oil deep fry pot. Okay, and the next item is this I got off of JustBid. It's herb seeds. Lots of packages of seeds. Now, I haven't actually inventoried to see what's in here, but according to the picture, there should have been at least 10 seed packets, and the price that I got it for, unless I buy the seeds at the dollar store, this was a good deal. So let's see. Oh, it looks like there's something else in there. Let's see what else. Oh, little plant markers. There's 15 seed packets in here, so I imagine this is 15 plant markers. That was nice. They're a little bit short, though. I like my plant markers to be taller. So let's see what we got. I got a thank you from Homegrown for my purchase, and 20% off for the next time, which is really nice. So I will check that out. Let's see if I can't get it. Oh, okay, let's not mess with that. Okay, these are homegrown heirloom seeds. Cilantro. Scallions. Basil. These are all herbs. Even though scallions I don't consider an herb. Chives. Dill. Oh, common mint. Even the seeds smell like mint. That's good because I can make my tea. Rosemary, garlic chives. I'll be darned. I've got a whole bunch of garlic chives over there. Sweet basil, broadleaf sage, curled chervil. Is that like parsley? I've never grown chervil or used it, so I'm not sure what it is. Anise. I love this stuff. That's that licorice flavored stuff. Thyme, English thyme. Italian giant parsley. And fennel. I'll be darned, Florence fennel. Fennel, I think it grows like in a big bulb, kind of like a celery kind of thing, or a kohlrabi maybe. Anybody happen to count? Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Huh. Wonder why the person didn't want them. Why they returned them. But I'm excited. So there's 15 of those. Maybe there was something that came with it that they kept. 15 herb seeds. None of those packages looked open. Heirloom. Can you see that? Heirloom. GMO free, USA sourced. Awesome. I don't see that it says anything on here that I didn't get. So cool. So these will go in my, I have a separate canister for my seeds, and this will go in the one for herbs. So yay. Okay, and then these are pretty straightforward. These are, I don't know if, anybody out there, if you do canning, you've seen how difficult it's been in the last couple of years to find lids and rings. So I grab them up whenever I find a deal. So I got a box and of lids and rings, and I can't remember how many is in here. But this is the standard size for the little bitty jars. And I think there was 24, maybe 32 sets. I can't get this little paper out. But, I mean, that's pretty easy. So this was canning jar lids. You have to excuse my writing, it's kind of awkward. Canning jar. Oops, I should put lids and rings. Okay. Alright, so this is the next exciting thing. Anybody who's got a deep freezer and is short like me, understand the ritual that you go through, and I'm trying to pull out just one set. When you go to get in, oops, I knew that was going to happen. When you go to get in your freezer, and you have to practically stand on your head to reach down in the bottom. Or if you're like me, you can't reach down to the bottom. And I can't. I can't. Literally without getting halfway in there with my feet up in the air, reaching down to the bottom. Yes, it's very comical. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's not easy being short. But, so what this is, and if I can put it kind of together, what this is an adjustable, let's see if I can get the camera to stay. It's an adjustable rack that it says it's for your freezer. I'm sure you could use it for anything, but I'm going to use it for my deep freezer because you put it together and it came with nuts and bolts and stuff, and you slide it back and forth and you set it up for the size for your freezer so that you can get into, can you see it? So you can get into your freezer. So it's like a freezer basket. And there's 2 of them in the box. And I'm excited about this because now I don't have to stand on my head to get in the freezer. So that's really cool. Then here's another thing. I'm just going to show you the outside. There is it says 28 centimeter. It's a 6-quart pot, stainless steel cooking pot, heavy bottomed, and it'll be good for canning, making stews and chilies and soups and all kinds of stuff. I can put it on the barbecue. I can do it on the wood stove. It's just a nice, big, heavy-duty pot with a glass lid, and I like that. So, there was that. Then, here's something else that was just kind of not really a need, but it's been a want. And that's why I indulged myself. I got a really good deal, and it is Matsato knife, and it is beautiful. If you've been on YouTube lately and seen the ads where that really good-looking tattooed guy says, says, my wife got me this knife for Christmas and I love that woman. That's one of these kind of knives. And here it is. And I've been looking for a knife. Let's see if I can get it out without knocking you over. See? You can hold it like that and do your chopping. I mean, even if it's full tang, even if I wanted to, I could turn this into a camping knife. This would be really nice for camping. But no, this is going to be a kitchen knife. It is really sharp. It's got an area where I can put, I don't know if you can see, and I can't tell what I'm looking at in the thing. You can put a lanyard on here, but I like it that it's got this space right here where you can put your finger and then chop all the way down to the end of the knife on the cutting board. Or you can put your fingers like this and chop. I'm really excited about this. So, that rooster is just crowing away. I'm really excited about this knife. It's gonna be nice. So, in my new kitchen at Desert Rest, and in here, I think it was just different things about Matsudo advertising their knives and their different products. Oh, look, they even have kitchen shears. I've got shears, but I like my, the orange ones. I can't remember what brand that is, but I really like those. So I'm excited about my Matsudo knife. These, if you looked on their website, are really, really expensive. And I'm not sure what I got it for, but I know I got it for a whole lot less than what they were going for on their website, or else I wouldn't have done it. Because I can't see spending that much money on a knife. So there's the knife. Let's see what else I got. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Whoa, there you go again. Darn it. Sorry about that. I knocked. Stay. Okay. Get this out of the way. Oh, and then I did end up getting a bunch of canning jars. You know, canning jars are getting hard to find. And I hate buying retail. So these are 3 64-ounce, which I believe is half a gallon. And there's 3 of them in there with lids. And they're wide mouth jars. And so those were really nice jars. Okay, stay there. I'm gonna have to bring this over to me, or else I'm gonna knock you down. I'm gonna knock you out. Okay. So there's one of the jars. See how big it is? And it came with a lid. Now, unfortunately, it says wide mouth, and I don't agree. It's a standard size lid, but it'll work for like pickling eggs and pickles and all kinds of stuff. So I got three of those in this box. And then in another box, and I think it's this one right here. Yep, there's a whole bunch more of canning jars, but I find it interesting that these lids are just one-piece lids. Let's see if I can get one off. It does have a rubber rim inside, but it's just a one-piece lid. And that's okay, because I did get that other box of lids and rings, and they do fit on these jars. And this is just a perfect size jar if I'm doing spice blends, if I want to give gifts. This is great. Pickling jars to put in the refrigerator. This is the perfect size, for just to keep a supply in the refrigerator to work off when I'm cooking. All kinds of cool stuff. And there's, I think, 20 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 20 of them here. And they came with these seals. It's chalk seals. And it came with the chalk writer, which I find doesn't work so well anyway. So I thought that was fun. And so there's 20 of these jars here, so that's a good deal. And they're brand new, so if I wanted to, use them for canning, I don't have to worry about them being cracked or anything like that. So that's nice. What's the next thing? Oh, this is something, my Amazon order. Cat food, cat litter. I'm going to show you this. I get this off of Amazon. And, I'm going to be doing composting. I actually do it now. My toilet inside my trailer is a composting toilet. And these are the shavings that I use. It's Aspen's shavings. And this comes compressed like that. And then I cut it open and I put it into one of those like jumbo Ziploc bags. and then you just kind of work it with your hands, just kind of smush it around, and it all comes apart, and it ends up being a big bin that's probably maybe a little bit bigger than this box. I keep the bin next to my toilet, and I keep the shavings in the bin, and I'll use probably one of these sheets a week in my composting toilet, and that with a Febreze type air freshener. And I have made it on my own, but Febreze has a couple of scents I really like, so I splurge and I buy it. But this I've used cat litter. I've used pine pellets, which is what I use for feline pine. That's what I use in the cat litter box. But I find that the cat litter box does not smell. But if I use it for my litter box, my composting toilet, it does. I cannot combat that um, smell from the toilet. So the feline pine works great for the cat litter box, but I prefer these aspen shavings for my composting toilet. So I ordered this. It also comes in big bags. Now, this does it come out to be 14 ounces? Does it say on there? 14 ounces. And sometimes they'll have packages like this that has 6 of these. I don't know if you can tell. This is 2. And then it does come in packages that has 6 layers. And that comes out to be 29 ounces. And I love this. It is so easy to store. And I have received only one that has already had air in it, but it didn't puff up real big. So, and it, you know, I mean, it wasn't an issue. It didn't hurt anything. It wasn't wet. It, it fluffed up just fine. So I love this stuff. And it's by Sukh, Sukh. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but Sukh, Aspen Shavings Bedding. And that's what I use in my compost toilet. And obviously, it's compostable. So once I get up to Desert Rest, actually here, I had an agreement with a local farmer, and when I changed out my composting toilet, I would bring the bags to him, and he would put it in his composting bin because he was doing humanure. But recently, like 2, 3 months ago, he said, "Okay, no more, no more compost. I'm at the point where he's gonna let it sit and stew for another year before he starts putting it on his fruit trees." So, which kind of works out because it works. Then again, let's see what's in. Oh, was in there was cat food. So that was cool. And this is something I got, and I'm cracking up because today is the 18th of March. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, and I wasn't able to pick this up till today. So this is a table runner that I got for St. Patrick's Day. And it was St. Patrick gnomes. So I'll use it for next year. But I don't know if you can see the gnomes. Irish gnomes. And I know that leprechauns, are St. Patrick's Day. But they're dressed like leprechauns. They're wannabes. And this is a table runner. And there is the center part. And then if I unfolded it, the other end is still the same. And I think it's 72 inches. Whoop. 72 inches long. So I thought that's cute. So that's going to have to go into the storage, into the holiday bin. Darn it. But now we'll have something cute to put on the table for St. Patrick's Day for next year. Then, this is stuff I got at Harbor Freight. They had these heat shrink things for $1. So there's black, white, and red. So I thought for $1, I'll pick some up. Because if I remember right, G-Bear said I'll probably be needing some of this. So this is heat shrink tubing. And I guess they're different sizes. But I picked that up at Harbor Freight yesterday, along with some, come on guys, along with some welding gloves. I got these cowhide welding gloves in order to use with the wood stove. So I was able to get these. I think they were $20, and I could use a 20% coupon plus a 25% off coupon. Okay, no, wait, no. First, they were on sale because I got the ITC club. You pay like $30 a year and you get special coupons. So they were on sale for $14.99 with ITC. Then I had a 25% off coupon that I could use on anything. Then these were on sale regularly for 20% off. And so I got all of that. And so I think these cost me, instead of $20, they only cost me $10, because I never pay retail. So there's that. Now, let's see. All this is gonna go Desert Rest. This goes Desert Rest. This I'm going to move out of my way so I can get into this other box. Now, mind you, all this stuff that I'm showing you, I've been picking up for not just today. I've had some of this in my truck for a few days. Oh, these are cool. This I got on JustBid, and I got 4 of them, but I'm just going to pull one out. They're little oil lamps. Oh, I don't want to uncover them all the way. But see, they're little oil lamps. And I thought this would be cool to go on, on the tables when we eat dinner outside, and it can use the citronella oil in there. And I got 4 of them. And it came with extra wick. So those are fun. This was, this was kind of a need, but more of a want. Because we're going to need lighting anyway. But how cute are those? We sit outside and play games at night. We can light them and keep the bugs away. So that'll be fun. Over at Desert Rest. Let's see. Okay, those are the batteries for the weed eater. We don't care about that. Oh, here's a canister. I'm kind of bummed about these canisters. Here's just a little bitty one. Maybe I should have turned the camera sideways. Or flat upside down. But this will work good for my tea. But it's one of those kinds that you pop the top and it's airtight. Now, what I bid on was 3 of these. 2 that were real tall. And then this little guy came with them. Well, the 2 big ones were the ones that I really wanted. This little guy, it'll work out in the kitchen, but I really wanted the big ones to keep flour and sugar and stuff like that in, and so the rodents and the bugs couldn't get in. Plus, I could stick it in the freezer and freeze it, and before putting it in the pantry, and it was going to go on the pantry shelves. But the lids on the other 2 was missing this part, and that must be the locking mechanism, because the locking mechanism would not work on the other 2, but it works on this one just fine. So I got a partial refund, and because the guy says, can you use the little one? I said, yeah, I could. He says, well, what if I give you a partial refund of X amount and you keep the little one? And I said, yeah, that works for me. Thanks. So JustBid will work with you because they don't really want stuff back. So, and I don't know if I'll be buying those canisters again from JustBid because that's a third different set that I had bid on and won. And each one of the sets, like the first one, it was one great big canister and the corner was cracked. So obviously that, I couldn't use. So I got a refund for that. The second set, again, was cracked. And so I got a refund for that. And then this set, the two big ones, the lids didn't work. So I don't think I'm gonna be bidding on those again through JustBid. Because even though I'm sure, they mean well, they're not doing their due diligence all the time. So, this I'm excited. This is more of a want than a need, but I'm excited about it. This is a bread box. So let me pull it out so you can see. Because I love making bread. I eat my bread, I prefer sourdough. So I make, all my breads I make myself. I make it out of sourdough. And if you pay attention to sourdough in the stores, you have to be really careful because a lot of the time the sourdough in the stores is only sour because they add vinegar. And that's what makes the bread sour. Now it does say it's got sourdough starter in it, which is awesome, but they shouldn't have to add the vinegar to get the sourdough taste. So I prefer to make my own. But this is the bread box. See, that's the can for the bread. And then you get a canvas bag to put your bread in, and it says contains flour, water, salt, and yeast. So that's your bread bag. So you put your bread in your bread bag, put your bread bag in your canister, and then this is the lid. It's made from bamboo. And it could also second as your cutting board to cut your bread. And this goes right on the top. And it's by Lars Nysom. I don't know who that is, but I think it's really cool. So this would be something nice to set on the counter to put my bread in. And like I said, this was more of a want than a need. And I got a decent price on it, so I went for it. So there's that. Put this fox. Ah, man down, man down, camera down. Stop, stay. That camera stand is a lot to be desired. Let's see. I put everything back in here. So I'm excited to put this out on the counter of my new kitchen once I get it built at Desert Rest. And I was talking to my friend today, and that's kind of one of my dreams has been, you know, all my life, because I love to cook. I love to cook for my family and friends and lots of people. Have parties and just cook up a storm. And I've always wanted, a pretty good sized kitchen. And so Desert Rest is going to have its own kitchen building. I'm going to call it, I think, the kitchen house or the cookhouse, something like that. And I almost knocked you over again. And I just can't wait to get that set up. It's gonna be so much fun. It'll be a combination kitchen house, pantry, where I'll do all my canning, things like that. Let me kind of reorganize this stuff. All right, did all that, and let's see what we got over here. Oh, here's another thing I got for making sourdough bread. I love doing bread bowls, sourdough bread bowls with clam chowder. That's one of my favorite meals of all time. So clam chowder in a sourdough bread bowl. And so what I got were these little, I can't remember what, they have an actual name. I wonder if it's on the label. They call them bread proofing baskets. So these are 5-inch round, which is perfect size for individual bread bowls. So when I make sourdough bread bowls, then I can use these. See, and it comes with its own little linen thing, whatever, whatever that's called. And there's a silica gel thingy. And this is made from reeds. Now, you don't put this in the oven. This is just when you let your dough rise, you will put flour in this. You make your little bread dough round, and you put it in here, and then you let it rise. This is like your rising bowl. And let it rise, double in size or whatever. and it keeps it in this round shape. And then you'll take it out of this and put them in your bread pan when you bake them. So I was really excited to see these because I actually got a set, and I'm not sure where. Maybe I already put it in the storage, but I got a set that was made out of silicone, and they're collapsible. And I think I got it from Pampered Chef. And and they were much bigger. So, when I make regular size and I want a round shaped bread, then I can use those. These I can make bread bowls out of. So I was really excited about that. So that was another kind of want than a need. Now this is very cool. Let's see if I can't put this down so you can see it. There. This is a little pot that, because I imagine, I'm going to be cooking a lot for one or two out at Desert Rest, and I recognize that. And I think actually the handle for this has come loose. I was thinking about that the other day. It was just kind of like tack welded on there, but it's in the box. So this is another pot. That's the lid. Oh, excuse me. This is a strainer. So if I want, to like cook pasta for just a couple of people, or if I want to steam some vegetables, this is, can go in the top of that pot as a strainer. And this is the pot. It can also go camping. You can hang it above your campfire and make a little bit of stew in there. And I know somewhere in here it is. See the little tack welds right there? That's what tells me this this came off the lid. But I know people who can put that back on. So I'm not really worried about it. But then it also comes in this cool bag. So if you wanted to take it camping, or this would be great for washing. I don't know how many of you were in Girl Scouts, but we had the bag that we used to wash our mess kits in, so we can use that for the washing. So there's that. Let's see. There's that. And there's that. And then this can go in there. And then I just put the handle down. And last but not least, oh, here's some more. I had forgotten. I don't know how many of you do this, but I do this. I had forgotten I had already got some fast charger. So now I have lots. You can always use them. And then, let's see, there's my seeds. I want to take these inside with me. And I think that's about it. I got a big push broom because Blessed Mess over there has got an area on the roof that is like indented, and it holds a pool of water. And when it rains, let's see, you want to look at my ugly garden outdoor at the other side of my truck. When it rains, the water pools up there, and then it leaks through the sides of the air conditioner. So I have to get up there and broom off that water, and my other push broom disappeared. I don't know if it's up in the storage up at Desert Rest or where it ended up going. But Harbor Freight had a deal. I think it was $4.99 for this 18-inch push broom. So I'll have to have somebody put my ladder back up there on the side of the Blessed Mess, right there on that side. And that way I can reach the roof. Oh, you can't see because the truck. But then I can reach the roof and just brush that water out of that spot, that low spot up there. And then it won't seep into the air conditioner. So that's my haul. I got a lot of cool stuff. And I know it's been a while. I did want to mention too that I had gotten an email from a follower, and I thank you for sending me emails. I love hearing from my followers. But they were asking about Pocket. And if you're not familiar with the story of Pocket, my friend's cat had a litter of 7 kittens, and one of them we thought did not make it, and then it turned out it was alive, and I took it home and was feeding it, and unfortunately we either were too late for its little body, to recover, or the mom had pushed it aside into a corner, and maybe she had done that for a reason. Maybe there was something wrong with this baby, and she knew it was not going to survive. It was also the runt of the litter. So unfortunately, I lost Pocket, and I should never have named him. It was crazy. He was like 2 days old. And you know how they just worm their little way into your heart. And he slept on my chest. listening to my heartbeat, and Biddy got up there real close, and, we did all we could. But I woke up the next morning and Pocket had not survived. So if you check the YouTube channel and look through the playlists, you will see a playlist called Pocket. And I had done, I think, 3 different videos, and those videos are there. So I thank you for um, your interest in your inquiry, and I am sorry to say that Pocket did not survive. But that does not mean that I will not be getting more kitty cats. But I am thinking that that is not going to happen until I actually get to Desert Rest, because obviously I live in this trailer already with one cat and the bird, Dandy Bird. And although Biddy is aware that you don't mess with the bird, if I get a new cat, I will have to go through the training of that cat, that you don't mess with the bird. And I I kind of don't want to deal with that right now, because I'm gone so much that and I don't want this cat to start out as an indoor only cat. Any further cats, I want to be able to let them outside. And I'm going to build a catio, and I'm sure Biddy will love the catio, and these other cats will love the catio. But I'm going to fix it so that they can get under the trailer, they can move around, they can do mousing for me, and things like that. So I will probably wait until I get to Desert Rest before I adopt um, any feral cats, and I'll find them up at Desert Rest, and then that way they'll be fixed, they'll be chipped, they'll be defleed and wormed, and I don't have to go through all of that stuff, and I'll save a few cats. So, and then plus I'm gonna have to see how Biddy's gonna deal with this, because she's been queen of the roost uh, all of her life, literally all of her life. I got her, she was probably, I know she was older than Pocket, because Pocket was only 2 days old, and Biddy's eyes and ears were open when I got her. And so she was at least 3 or 4 weeks old. And I did try and bottle feed her, but she went straight for the food. And I had a cat named Stray Cat at the time, and she went straight for Stray Cat's dish. So her mom, I guess, was already weaning her on her siblings. So I didn't spend any time bottle feeding her. And but I never let her outside. So to this day, she has not been outside, and she doesn't know what it's like. Now she will sneak out the door and kind of look around, but as soon as I go in the house, boom, she's in there. So I think she will enjoy the catio too, but I'm not gonna make it. Uh, she's not gonna be a free ranger, and I don't think I'm gonna make it so that these cats are gonna be free ranging either, because there's coyotes and rattlesnakes and all kinds of things out there that can hurt them, and I want them to be barn cats. So I'll probably work out the catio so that you can get underneath the buildings and, be attached to all of that. Then you get in the greenhouse, but it won't be able to free range. And there's also dogs in the area. And I'm sure, you know, that will turn into a problem. And I don't want anybody to get mauled, the dogs or the cats. So if I had stray cat, he'll do some or he did damage to two different dogs that I know of, and he was a tough cat, but he was my buddy, and he lived to a good old age until he got really, really sick, and I finally had to make that decision that everyone hates to have to make, and it was and I'm talking, this was right before COVID, so 2020, right? Like January. And I still cry over that cat. He was my buddy. No matter, what time I got home, all I had to do was call Stray Cat, and within 5 minutes, he'd be there and sitting on my lap and hanging out on my desk, and we were quite the partnership. So I'll be getting some more cats. Um, I'm also thinking of bringing in maybe breeding cockatiels over at Desert Rest. I used to breed cockatiels, and that was very lucrative, and it was a lot of fun, and it was very easy. And so the greenhouse may not only house chickens and ducks, might be cockatiels, might be some finches too, because they're so much fun. And then the pond for the ducks, and I'll have some fish in the pond, So if we want to catch a couple of tilapia for dinner, we'll just go out to the pond and fight the ducks for the fish. So, and then also the pond and the chickens and the ducks are all going to be housed, and, whatever aviaries I might have will all be housed in the big greenhouse area. So that's the thoughts, and the plans. Now, who knows what it's all going to be like, but let's see if I can't give you another. I don't want to show too much of what's going on. I don't know if you can see the blue tarped thing over there. You can see the big white thing. That's my barbecue. And then behind is the thing with the blue tarp. And that is the deep freezer that I was talking about that I can't reach the bottom of. I literally cannot reach the bottom of it. So that's why I got those two basket things. And I'll be putting those together and putting those in the deep freezer, and then I can reach in and grab the handles on that and pull it up and get stuff out, because there's stuff in the bottom of that freezer that I have to ask somebody to come over and ask them to get stuff out of my freezer for me. So there's that. Alrighty, I think that's all for today. I hope I haven't bored you. It's been a long video, and I'm going to watch it. And if If half of this hasn't turned up to be in the camera, I may do it again. So you may or may not ever see this video. All right. Um, Prayers for all the people who have been affected in the recent storms. Today is actually March 18th, which is the day after St. Patrick's Day. And this past weekend, places in Mississippi and Kentucky, and I'm not sure where else, were devastated by some horrendous tornadoes, and they lost a lot of people. And so keep those areas in their prayers. Continue to pray for South Carolina and those areas that were affected by Hurricanes Helene and the Malibu, all the fires in California. There's been a lot of cleanup. I just find it very interesting how quickly Malibu was able to get, help in their recovery, where in North Carolina, there's still people living in their cars, in their property because FEMA or whomever can't get them a trailer to live in. It's just kind of goes to show you, but that's my rant for the day. All right, love you all. Prayers, hugs, good wishes, and thank you for hanging in there. We'll see you next time. Check out my blog at DesertRestN like Nancy, V like Victor.com, and we'll see you again next time. Bye bye.